All right, everyone. I'm going to start getting started. Let me see. All right. Thank you all for joining me. I know it's 7:58. I'm going to kind of start a little bit early. Um, Hello, everyone. Hello, Amanda. How's everyone doing this evening? Thank you so much for joining me this evening. For those who are not familiar with CardCast Live, I am simulcasting on 4 platforms. So, I am on YouTube broadcasting this way. I'm here on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. It seems like we're having some kind of an issue on Instagram. Instagram is obviously kind of weird. I'm not gonna lie. Oh, saying there's an error with my broadcast on Instagram. I'm not sure what's going on there. I've had issues with Instagram lately. They say I don't have enough followers. I'm not sure. Well, looks like Instagram's a dud. Oh well. So anyway, we got and I hope y'all can hear me. TikTok, can y'all hear me okay? I'm trying out my new microphone, but it's only using TikTok, so I'm not sure if it's working or not. Hi, Stormy. Hi, Angelique. How's it going? Vixen. Hey, how's it going? Hi, hi. Like I said, I'm simulcasting on 3 platforms, not 4. Sorry about that. Um, so um, I'm hoping we get this right. All right. Let's see. I'm going to be doing some readings this evening for y'all randomly. I'm going to randomly choose people. First ones to respond in the chat. Again, it's whoever I see first on whichever platform. I'm not picking favorites. It's just, and sometimes it comes up in a different order for y'all than it does for me. So it's whoever just popped up first, okay? When I do that. So just be ready. We're not starting out that first, so don't start saying me, 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 me. So, oh, hey, Heather. I hope all is well. And then let's see. We'll also have some topics. I'm going to discuss some of the cards, tarot cards, along the way. Hey, Paige. I hope all is well. And then we're going to have some different topics as well. So we shall see. Also, want to show y'all some of my new products that I've been working on. I actually was working on a few today. We've been making a lot of keys. So one of the things that we have been working on are these. Okay, so it comes in a pack because it comes with the ritual that goes with it, right? So, and I'm going to show you on all platforms here. Hopefully, everybody can see it. All right. So this is the Wayfinder. Oh, it looks like Facebook is backwards. I don't know how to fix that. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. So this is the Wayfinder key, and it says it is good for when you feel unsure which direction to take, starting something new like a job, a relationship, or a goal. You need to reconnect with your sense of purpose. You want to trust your inner wisdom and instincts. Are facing life or a crossroads moment, or needing to see signs clearly to move forward. So what you do is there's a little ritual that comes with this, and you hold the key in your hand, and you do this little ritual that goes along with it, and then you put on the key and you wear it the rest of the day. Now, of course, you can change keys throughout the day if you need to. If you're going, from one place to another. This is the liberation key. This one too comes with its own little ritual as well. And this one's for when you feel weighted down, blocked, or overwhelmed. Want to let go of stress, fear, or old patterns, or healing from emotional or energetic heaviness. Need to clear space in your life for new possibilities. Are you ready to make a powerful shift? Okay, and that's what you use this key for. And we got another one, the drawing key. This one's actually been the biggest seller I've had so far. I've already sold out in a couple of places. So want to attract new opportunities or blessings, are working on a goal, dream, or manifestation, feel ready to receive joy, connection, or success, and are starting a new chapter, want to invite good energy, or need a reminder to stay open to life's gifts. So that's that key. Let me see. I'm sorry. Heather, what was that? How's your friend doing? The one with the box of goodies to enhance reading for people? I'm not sure who you're talking about, to be honest. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? I'll be honest, I'm not sure who you're talking about. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and give away our first reading this evening. So I am using Louisiana the Louisiana Cajun and Creole Tarot deck. For those who are not familiar with the Louisiana Cajun Creole Tarot deck, this is a deck that I commissioned to be made in December of this year. And Toby was able to paint all 78 of the paintings plus the cover within a couple of weeks, all on these 8x10 canvas in acrylic. Some oil was used, but mostly acrylic. And just beautiful, beautiful paintings. And the creation was this deck here. So this is the back. Oh, I'm upside down. Here's the back, which is a beautiful, beautiful scenery of the bayou. It's actually like from Lake Fossey Point State Park. A page I'll be on for quite a while, at least an hour for sure, at least. So I will be here if you go eat and come back. I promise. And then each of the 78 cards here. A lot of them highlight people from Louisiana, and also sceneries from in and around Louisiana, and just moments in history. And sometimes it's also in our literature as well. Like right here, this is Evangeline and Gabriel, when Gabriel is on his deathbed and they finally reunited. So I'm sorry, Heather. Yes. You're talking about Cassie. Well, so Cassie is a truck driver, and she's rarely in. So yeah, we're good friends. I'm sorry, I didn't know who you were talking about at first. I forgot I had Cassie live on here. So yeah, she drives cross country. So she could be in New York State, she could be in Maine, she could be in California. I don't know. Honestly, I spoke to her earlier today. We share TikToks all day long. Not gonna lie, her and I. But I have no idea where she's at. Yeah. When she was like 23, 24 years old, she's like, I need to see the world. I need to get out and do something. And I encouraged her because my mother was a truck driver. So I told Cassie, I said, you can do it. Get in that truck and go see the world. And that's what she's doing. She's seeing the world. And it's been great. So she's learned a lot of new places. We got to meet a lot of new people. It could be scary for a young girl out there. I understand that, but she's loved it, Awesome. So I am going to give away my first reading tonight. I'm going to do a simple little 3-card reading. If anyone's interested, go ahead and say me or I'd like a reading. And the first one that I see on one of my platforms, it'll be a go. So let's see. Me, it looks like Ayla. I'm sorry. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I do apologize. Aya, maybe? Ayla? Is it Ayla? I'm sorry. All right. So, Ayla, this one is for you. Let me go ahead and shuffle these. And I see a lot of y'all responding, and y'all, it does come out of order, and there is a delay in time. So, depending on, I know like Facebook's like a 30-second delay, so maybe some of the people on TikTok might have a little advantage. I notice there's less of a delay there. And the people watching on YouTube, I don't know how much the delay is. I never had anyone watch on YouTube to tell me what the delay was simultaneously, but I'm not sure. Oh, my phone just fell too. Sorry about that. All right. So, Ayla, this is for you. And thank you all for liking the live. Whatever platform you're on. I see a lot of doing it on TikTok. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for resharing on Facebook, y'all. Y'all are awesome. Thank you so much. All right. So this will be a little quick reading. All right. So I'm doing a basic past, present, future, and I'm going to kind of go through quick with this, okay? It's not going to be a very in-depth reading, and that's what I do with these little lives when I do little quick free readings for y'all. If y'all ever interested in booking a deeper reading, I do in-person readings some days at Synergy Metaphysical in Lafayette. I also do readings virtually here online, and I book them through well, you can book me on my website, CajunConjuror.com, and then I video the recording, or video it, and then I send you the recording of the reading. All right, so again, Ayla, this is for you. We have a pass. We have the Taunta washboards. This is indicating a pass where you worked really, really, really hard to get what you wanted. You put all your blood, sweat, and tears into something. It took a lot. It took a lot out of you, but it was worth it in the end. So just know that you got your reward for all the hard work that you put into it, and you're going to continue to reap the benefits of that. Okay, because it took a lot out of you, and sometimes that you feel like it wasn't worth it, but just know that you're going to continue to grow, and you're going to continue to get the benefits from that. Okay. And just stick to it, even in times when it feels like, dang, is it that all? But it's going to come. Okay. Your rewards will keep on coming. In the current time, it seems that you've made some kind of really good arrangement for yourself. Thank you so much, Stormy. I really, really appreciate it. So, and when I say a good arrangement, I don't know, it could be many different things. So you have the two of accordions. So traditionally, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck, this is like the marriage card, but it doesn't have to necessarily mean marriage. Okay. It could be a good relationship. It doesn't have to be actual relationship either with other people. It could be a relationship at work. Okay. It could be just a good commitment that you've made and followed through with. Okay. So if I'm looking at the past and then going to this card, it seems you worked really, really hard for something. You finally were able to succeed. Now you're in a position to reap the benefits of that success here. And you're in a really good spot in your life right now. This is what I'm getting from this card. Things are going to go really well for you. If they haven't gone so far, they're going to go really well for you. We have a future card, which is the Three of Triangles. Now, I will say, sometimes this card can indicate quite the struggle. But just know that this is very internal. This is kind of the self-doubt, okay? This is you putting limitations on yourself. So be wary of this in the future, okay? Don't get caught up in your head, okay? Don't get caught up in the, oh, what ifs and stuff like that. That's what this card is kind of a warning of you, okay? Warning you of. We want to make sure that you continue to be successful. You continue to put your words into action, okay? That's very, very important, because this is all about getting stuck in your head and more of a worry than anything else. In a traditional deck, this is they're typically called the Heartbreak card, and it's got 3 swords through a heart. And the reason I reinterpret it is because it's really not heartache. A lot of people say, well, it's a heartbreak. It's about like a break up a relationship. And it's not at all, okay? Oh, sorry. I'm having some kind of a scammer issue. Let me see. Sorry about that, y'all. Something's going on TikTok. Can we stop with the scammers? Really? Sorry, y'all. Decline. All right. Sorry about that. Put this back. All right. So, sorry, back to y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can block all of them. Oh, they're not stopping. They're relentless now. They're trying to send me invites to try to come onto my live, and it's Nigerian scammers. Look, I've had to deal with enough Nigerian scammers this year. I ain't dealing with y'all. Sorry about that. Why can't people be honest? Why you gotta try to scam people? So, all right. Sorry, back to your reading like that. Look, you've been successful. Okay, whatever And I just realized I put the cards backwards. Whatever contract or whatever arrangement that you've recently entered in is going to be good for you. Okay. Don't doubt yourself in the future. Don't have second. Don't second guess everything. Okay. Don't let the seeds of concern, okay, lay root to you. Just know that what you're doing is the right path for you. Okay. Continue on. All right. All right. So thank you for allowing me to read for you this evening and for trusting me with reading your cards. All right, so I did want to discuss a card tonight. Let's see. Let me find it in the deck. So in my deck, it's called the Fisherman card. It's actually the Hermit, right? And I feel that, all right, I'm going to be a little stereotypical here. A lot of people like to fish because they like the solitude. They like hunting and fishing. It's a good time to be in your thoughts. It's a good time to relax, right? Especially here in South Louisiana, a lot of people, particularly men, engage in hunting and fishing. And they like to go alone. My father loved to go alone because it was his time to himself. It's his time to think and just to not be nagged and bothered. Y'all, where's this card? There it is. So I reinterpreted the Hermit card as the Fisherman. Okay, and Toby did a really, really good job illustrating this one here. And I'm gonna get it closer for our people following on TikTok and on Facebook and YouTube for y'all to see. So the Fisherman card, it's a time of reflection. It is a time of patience, right? You're waiting there for that fish to bite. It's about finding wisdom in that solitude as well. It's that moment where you got to be happy with yourself, right? And it's a way of making connection, right, with yourself and the world. So that's why I reinterpret it as the Fisherman, right? That time of, just sitting there in that solitude and being one with nature, right? And that's what the Hermit did, right? He was just one with his surroundings. He separated himself from all the distractions, leave the cell phone in your car, go out there with just your fishing pole, maybe a radio, maybe not even that. Just relax and hear nature and hear the birds, hear the fish jumping out of the water, hear the boat going by in the distance. That's what this card's about. That's finding peace, finding truth, finding a moment to love yourself, right? A lot of people avoid this, avoid the solitude, avoid that because they're so afraid. Yeah, absolutely, Stormy. Stormy hit the nail on the head on TikTok. She said it's great for shadow work meditation. Stormy, I'm going to call you out a little bit. Stormy loves to go to the park by the lake in Morgan City. She posts about it often, and that's her spot. There's also the bell tower on the other side of the lake. That is also another place that's perfect for that. It's secluded. It is. You can be one with nature. You can listen to the bells. It's just an amazing, amazing area. So those are perfect examples. Maybe you're not fishing, but you're in that same solitude. That's you're one with nature. A lot of people do fish in both of those areas too. So it's that same kind of concept. So perfect. All right. So thank you all for listening to that. Does anyone else work with the Hermit card and get any different types of energies from the Hermit? So Stormy's saying, by the way, Stormy is the owner of Visions and Vibes. So Visions and Vibes down in Morgan City. If you're ever in Morgan City, please check it out. I do have items there as well. It's a great little metaphysical store. She has events daily, almost daily, if not daily, there. And the store has beautiful crystals. She has a wide selection. She has a wide selection of candles. There's different vendors there. So if you're also a metaphysical producer and interested in placing your items somewhere, maybe talk to Stormy with Visions and Vibes. Just send them a message on Facebook. So she says, put some sound frequencies on and become one with the earth. Absolutely. So Yes, yes, yes. She also has a brand new sign outside that I was able to burn with my laser burner, and it came out really good. So check it out when you get a chance. All right, so let's kind of go on to another topic. Um, Ancestral wisdom. I actually engaged in a an argument on TikTok recently. I will admit I divulged into the argument, which oof, y'all, I've been learning some new things on TikTok for sure. I think there's been an element of crassness and ability to have difficult conversations that have disappeared, and people get very ugly when they can hide behind a screen. So I will say that before I start this. So when we were talking about ancestral wisdom, and someone said that Cajun people do not work with the ancestors, and I said, "What? Are you crazy?" They said they don't do ancestral work. The Creole people do, but the Cajun people don't. Well, first off, my thoughts are the Cajun people are a subset of the Creoles of Louisiana. After that, and when we became Cajun, when we changed from being Acadian, when we became part of Louisiana and mixed with the local, the people that were already here, and then the people that came later, um, we do a lot of ancestral work. All Souls Day, All Saints Day is huge with the ancestral work. We go out to our cemeteries, make them beautiful, and do so much more with that. And it's a very common thing to paint the graves in October. But we leave offerings. We leave our flowers. And I know that's done a lot of places, but we have these roadside shrines that we build where there's car accidents, for example. We get in touch with we research our genealogy like crazy in South Louisiana because we take pride in where we came from and who we're related to. What do most people say when we greet one another? How's your mama and them? We're asking about family. That's another form of ancestors. Um, but beyond that, the saints. Most Cajun Catholics work with the saints. I'm gonna call out my friend Natalie. Natalie has a medal or a card for everything. She grabbing that bracelet or grabbing that necklace, and she's praying to some saint. And most of the time, it's some French saint. There's a lot of French saints out there that people work with. You know, uh, and so not only the saints, but there's also ancestral worship that we do. In a sense, we build these monuments to our past, even our not so beautiful past. Our graveyards are monuments to our ancestors. Um, and we do devotionals in our home. Sometimes people have a corner of the house, or maybe it's a section of the wall in the hallway where they have all the pictures of those who have passed. Maybe they light a candle on the day of their passing or their birthday. You know, we do so much with our ancestors. We really, really do. I can't tell you the number of people that go light a candle in church on their ancestors' birthday or their day that they passed. You know, people visit the grave sites often. There's also other ancestral works where they ask someone to watch over them. Someone who passed, watch over me in this. Call for their help. Call for their wisdom. Hey, you always, grandma, I hope you can hear me right now. You always would tell me what I should and shouldn't do. What should I do right now? That's ancestor veneration right there. We maybe it's not a formal ritual that we go through. Maybe we don't cut the head off a chicken and I don't know. I can't get into all the ritual, but maybe we don't do all that stuff. But there are rituals that we do, and we do work with the ancestors. And I'm seeing a lot of people talking about how. Thank you all for sharing. Rosemary saying we would not be who we are without our ancestors. 100%. Heather's saying I always feel like my ancestors are watching over me. Absolutely. Um, Susan says, I can't tell you how many times I talk to my dad or grandparents when I'm in a tight spot. 100%. We ask for their wisdom all the time. You know, um, I can tell you the people that have either a scapula or a locket with a picture of a loved one that passed, and they hold on to that and ask them for their wisdom and guidance. Um, um, I've so Amanda, I started them this summer again. I did them last year over the summer, and I stopped when school started. And then I started again this summer. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to come every Sunday. I mean to. I do mean to. Just sometimes I get extremely busy. Last Sunday was extremely busy, and I was coming. And then lesson plans. I'll be honest. I was planning for school. So for those who don't know, I'm also a high school teacher. And I just got caught up in my lesson plans until like 11 p.m. I was like, oh crap, I was supposed to do this tonight, but sometimes I just can't. But tomorrow I have off, so I have all the time in the world today. Edie says that she talks to hers all the time, her ancestors. Yes, absolutely. I think too, a lot of people are disconnected from our culture. They see swamp people and they think all the Cajuns are like the swamp people. We out there hunting alligators, riding our P-row, you know. I see my sister-in-laws on my TikTok, and I'm gonna pick on her because she rode a boat to school. They had the school boat down in Venice, Louisiana. No, I'm just kidding. She didn't ride the school boat, but they did have the school boat, y'all. They really had a school boat. I got a picture of the school boat. They have a town. So those who are not familiar, about 60 miles south of New Orleans, there's a town, there's Venice, and then there's another town after Venice called Pilot Town. Now, Pilot Town was pretty much wiped out by Katrina 20 years ago. But there's still some people that do live out there. They rebuilt their homes. But there was a small group of people that lived in this town called Pilot Town. And the reason it's called Pilot Town is because once the ocean faring ships entered the Mississippi River, you need what's called a pilot to navigate the Mississippi River. People who are familiar with the current and the geography of the Mississippi River to guide them into the port of New Orleans. And to where they transfer those goods from the ocean faring ship onto a riverboat or something like that, a barge, and so forth. So those pilots lived in that town because it was easy just to leave home in your little boat, you jump onto the big boat, and But yeah, they had a school boat, and she graduated from Venice High School down there, and they surely had a school boat. So it's different. And sadly, most of those towns were wiped out with Hurricane Katrina. And y'all, it's different. Louisiana's so different. A lot of people don't realize it. You can go to Venice. You can go to Houma, Dulac, Cocodrie. It's far different than when you get to, Jeanerette and St. Martinville, New Iberia. And then it's so far different once you start getting to the other side and you get to like Lacassine and Gaydon. And then we go to like Eunice and Kinder and all that, this is all Cajun Creole country, but it's vastly different. The Prairie Cajuns and the Swamp Cajuns, totally different people. And the Creole people too are way different as well, in these areas. You get a lot of different, people from Jeanerette are different from people even from Grand Mary, just down the road. So very diverse cultures we have in Louisiana. And I think it's unlike anywhere else in the United States. Maybe the Appalachian areas are very similar to that in a sense, but Louisiana is very unique. Very, very unique. So, all right, y'all. So I've been talking a lot. Who wants the reading? And again, whoever responds to me first that I see come up first. All right, Stormy, this is for you. I saw you just said me on TikTok, so this is for you. And y'all, I do, again, it may come up in a different order for different people. And I'm multi-streaming, so she was the first one I saw. And I see some people just quietly watching on YouTube. They ain't saying nothing. So Susan says, every holler up in there is a different culture. Yeah, I do agree. From the little experience I've had in the Appalachian region, which it's been a couple of years since I've been. I have a friend that is from those areas, and he took me on a tour. I ain't gonna lie, we mainly did a tour of waterfalls because I love waterfalls, and I'm from South Louisiana, where The only time you see a waterfall is when they open the fire hydrant. Uh, so I love these like 50-foot waterfalls, and we went to Asheville and we went to Greenville, South Carolina, and then we went up into the Appalachians. We spent some time in Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, and then went further north into North Carolina as well. So beautiful, beautiful area, y'all. Absolutely gorgeous. And we took the back roads, of course, and went into those different areas of different people, and so different, and just beautiful, beautiful mountains. So Susan says that they went cryptid hunting out there. That's awesome. I would love to hear those stories. I am not familiar with that. In fact, I was supposed to go to a class yesterday on holler magic at Spellbound in near Baton Rouge. Unfortunately, the organizer Ashley got very sick, and she tested positive for COVID, so she had to cancel. And I hope they're able to reschedule it soon. Spellbound's also a place in Baton Rouge that I do work with as well. I've hosted workshops there. So if anyone's ever interested in some magical gifts or tools, they do have stuff there as well at Spellbound. I will say Spellbound's main attraction to me is their herbs. They have a wall of herbs, and they sell it. They pack them for you right there. So it's an awesome place. All right, Stormy, this reading's for you. All right, let's see. All right, Stormy. Oh my goodness, Stormy, you just got 4 major cards. I'm sorry, 3 major cards. Why I said 4? 3. I must have had 4 in my mind. All right, so the first one you have is the back door in reverse. So this tells me that someone's finally been very honest with you, okay, about some things, okay, and kind of y'all had that come to Jesus moment. If I don't know how else to put that, but y'all were able to listen and to have a conversation that has been needing to be had. Maybe some things that were misunderstood were clarified, but it seems that was that moment, like it needed to happen. But that leads us to today. Today, you still feel like there's something hidden from you. Okay, so this is the past card, by the way. Okay, it was the back door in reverse. In the current card, we have the Laloon, which is the moon card. And so I still feel like you feel like there's something hidden, right? There's something that you're missing. Just know that sometimes there are secrets, and secrets are not always meant to hurt people. Sometimes people keep things from others because they don't want to hurt them, because they feel that if they know something that isn't beneficial to them, then it could cause more harm than good. Just know that this isn't a secret that is meant to harm you. It's to protect you, okay? And it's nothing that's bad that's happening behind your back, nothing bad that is that's going to cause any disruption to you or your life. It's just not what you need to hear at this time. It's news that would not be beneficial to you. It's news that would just cause unreasonable grief for no reason, okay? So just know there is something hidden, okay? There is something hidden, but it's nothing that you need to know, okay? It's something that's private for someone else, and it's not harmful to you, and it's not going to hurt you. It's never meant to be bad. And I think you need to understand that, okay? That it's nothing that's negative towards you, okay? The future card you have is the truck, which is all about the glamour and all about the prestige. So this is telling me that this news that's being withheld it's actually going to benefit you in the end. It's kind of waiting to percolate in a sense. Like it's It's something that's going on behind the scenes, but it's nothing. It's something that's really good for you in the end. When you're gonna find out and when you're gonna understand what's going on and why it was the way it is. Just know that it's gonna take a lot of hard work to get there. Um, and then you're gonna reap the benefits of this reward in the end. Okay. Um, it's gonna reveal itself. Okay, it's gonna reveal itself before too long, and it's gonna be a positive thing for you. Okay. I'm thinking this from the same person that you've just recently had this come to Jesus moment with. Okay. So just know that there's some good things happening for you and some good things coming. All right. Um, don't worry, don't obsess too much about what you don't know or what you feel may be happening behind the scenes. There is some things that's happening behind the scenes, but it's going to work out good in your favor in the end. Okay. You don't need to know all the details. All right. Y'all, give me one moment. It seems like I'm getting a text message coming through, and looks like it's kind of important. Okay. Let's see. Sorry about that, y'all. It's from my mom. I just want to check to make sure she's all right. For those of that know, my mom's elderly, um, and she lives nearby, and I want to make sure she's not falling or something. And for some reason, it's taking some time to come through. So I do apologize for pausing just for a second. I just want to make sure that she's all right. Okay. It looks like she's fine. Okay. Tomorrow's Labor Day. Somebody looking for a meal. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Uh-oh. Did it freeze? All right. Sorry. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. I do apologize. All right. So before I go into my next reading, I actually want to talk about another card that's in the tarot. Let me find it. Because for me, it looks different than the Rider-Waite-Smith by far. Why is it so hard to find the cards I'm looking for this evening? They are hidden. They're hiding from us. Y'all, Toby did such a great job with these cards. I saw someone, I think I saw Heather earlier mention, she said, I want to learn to read the cards just to get this deck. Thank you so much for that. I'm glad it's been an inspiration for you. It is a little different from the traditional deck, but that's okay. We made it our own for Louisiana, like we do with everything else, right? We get that recipe and we make it our own. All right, so I did find a card. So this is the Three of Accordions. Now, typically, the Two of Cups depicts a wedding, but here the Three of Cups depicts the wedding. I just want you to know that in this deck, it's depicting the wedding, but that's not necessarily the focal point here. The focal point is the celebration. Okay, it is the coming together of family. It is that family. I mean, y'all know here, weddings are like family reunions, right? It's when you see all them cousins and your aunt, your aunts, your taunt and your aunt that you hadn't seen in a while, right? It is that moment where you get to reconnect, get to have fun. It's that connection. It's um, that joy of community, right? It's also you see all your friends, stuff like that. Maybe people you don't even know you're related to, right? And it's a time of just fun. So yeah, it depicts a wedding, but it's our wedding culture. Oh, Edie, awesome, awesome. I'm glad that y'all like the deck. I really am. I am. I was concerned. I'm not gonna lie. I worried when I felt there was a need for a Cajun Creole deck for Louisiana. Because they have a New Orleans tarot deck and there's some hoodoo decks. And there is a Louisiana deck that's out there, but it's more geared toward New Orleans area. I'm like, we need one on this end, one that celebrates this culture on this side of the river. So I'm so glad that y'all were able to support this dream of mine to make this deck. It wasn't easy. It's there. Independently printing a deck is extremely expensive. And I'm not an artist, so getting an artist to do them for me uh took a bit, and then each one of these boxes were burned individually. They were handmade. We're still making boxes. I have another 100 decks at home right now. Y'all, 145 decks have been sold as of yesterday. 145. So I have 105 left. And so they're sitting in my living room right now. We're still making boxes in the garage. I got another laser burner. We're actually making the Maman's Lagniappe ones right now because I ran out. Y'all, those I was surprised by how fast those charm boxes went. People loved them. So I was in shock by how quickly they went. The first day I put 8 out and they sold out the first day. And every time I put them out, it seems like they're already selling out. Like I think there's only 2 left on Etsy right now, and I have 12 more being made. And then I got to get some to Visions and Vibes because she's out over there, and people are asking about them. So if y'all interested in those, they're coming. They're coming. Y'all is kind of gonna keep up with demand. We were putting together the kits for them today, right before the live. In fact, so it takes a lot to get those charms together and everything, but we got a system. Thank you, Edie. Thank you so much for that. All right. Energy cleansing. And so there's a huge debate over Palo Santo. And I want you to know there's an alternative in South Louisiana that the natives in South Louisiana used, the Cajuns used, the Creoles used. It's been widely used for quite a while. And it is fat wood that they used. Very, very similar to Palo Santo. The way it's used. It's the hardwood of a pine tree that has fallen. And when it starts to rot, the resin bleeds into the central core of the tree, and then you harvest it from that central core. Edie, there are some decks at Creative Roots in Lake Charles. I do have a lot of items out there. I'm not sure if they sold out. I haven't heard from the owner. I need to speak to the owner soon. She might have sold out again. I know she sold out in July, and I brought some more. Yeah, Fatwood. That's right, Fatwood. That's the name of it. Or bourgeois in Cajun French. Bourgeois. Y'all, it smells very, very piney. And it makes a dark smoke. And here's the thing with cleansing negativity, it's really, really, really good to cleanse the negativity out of some area. It works better than Palo Santo, I would say. Oh gosh, y'all, the spammers are coming back again on. Okay, they stopped for a second. Sorry, I keep getting a lot of spammers on TikTok. So yeah, so it's a really, really, it's an alternative to Palo Santo. If you're not familiar, Palo Santo is a tree in South America. The issue is that it's leading to massive deforestation in the rainforest down there. So that's the controversy that comes with Palo Santo, is that it's harvested out of the rainforest, and but it does come from a fallen tree. And it does take a while for the resin to move to the center, very similar to how fatwood does with the pine tree. Problem is, I think some people are purposely killing them in South America because of the high demand. So be wary of that. Susan on Facebook said that cedar works as well too. Yes, absolutely. And cedar grows wild here. You can wrap cedar just like you do a rosemary and sage bundle. I have some actually somewhere. Y'all, I'm surrounded by shelves. You really can't see here, but I have shelves here. That's what I'm looking up. It's where I have all my raw materials. So all of my herbs are here. And I do have a couple of cedar bundles that were harvested a couple of years ago out here. I don't know where they're at though. I'd have to dig. I'm not gonna lie. I don't have them. They're not. I don't make those readily available because I don't sell them. I use them myself, but they're there. Speaking of products, I do have a new product out for those who are interested in learning the tarot. So if you are just learning the tarot, okay, you can sit there and memorize the cards, okay, the meanings of the cards. I do have a class for that. I have Ace of Cards. It's a book, a workbook, and there's an online class that goes along with it. However, that's a lot. There's a lot to just sitting there and trying to memorize every single association, correspondence, and all the layers of meanings that come with the tarot cards. You can do that. That's a way of reading. If you want to get close to Western esotericism, it's great. It's how I learned. However, sometimes it's good just to look at the deck and make it your own. And that's what this does. Okay. This is Shuffle Your Life. And what it does is it allows you to connect to the tarot card as a moment in your life. So here I'm just opening up to a random page. And this is the Queen of Wands. And I'll explain. So we have a page. It has a very brief explanation. But then it has, it says Queen of Wands, Radiant Influence. And then it has a series of 6 questions. It has the main question. When have you inspired others just by being true to your passion or walking your talk? So think for a moment. When in your life have you inspired others because you were true to yourself and, you, like it says, you walked your talk. You did what you said you were going to do. You put your words into action. We all had that moment in our life. I could ask a 3-year-old child and they will tell me there was a moment in their life where they said they were going to do something, they did it, and other people were proud of them for it. And maybe they inspired others to do something similar. So you can connect with that memory every time you see the Queen of Wands. So for example, I'm going to talk about this tarot. So the tarot deck that I made, that was a moment I feel that was a passion of mine. I wanted to get it done. And as some of you have pointed out here on the live, so many of you have connected with that deck and have, really made it feel like home. Someone told me it felt like gumbo, Miss Pam told me that. She's like, it felt like gumbo. It felt warm. It felt like home. It felt like family. It felt like us when I looked at the cards. And that, to me, that was an inspiring moment. So when I look at the Queen of Wands, I think of Mama stirring that gumbo pot with that big old stick, right? And there's a little cat at her feet, in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck. And I'll show y'all here on TikTok and Facebook. Okay, that's a traditional Rider-Waite-Smith deck that this follows. Then it has some follow-up questions that allow you to clarify this memory for you and kind of brings that meaning out of that memory. What project or cause were you openly living and breathing? So for me was assigning the meanings and really trying to figure out how to make it Louisiana, right? Who told you they felt motivated by your example? Okay, right here I would write people like yourselves who told me that, they were just couldn't wait to get their hands on a deck. Which personal quality stood out to them? So I would ask myself, and I could ask you, what stands out with me to you, in that moment? Maybe they've told you. So for this, people have told me it was because I didn't stop, right? It was because Toby was putting 5 paintings out a day, It was because we got this deck made in a month, and got it out there. How did their feedback deepen your commitment? Y'all, I was getting all kinds of great, messages on Kickstarter saying, I can't wait for this deck. This is awesome. People posting on Facebook about it. Thank you so much. It overshadowed all the criticism. I had my critics. I'm calling you out, critics. I had some people who criticized, who, said they were connected with the Cajun culture, but apparently didn't even know its history. So we're going to leave it at that. But it's been successful. It's been very successful. And their deck hasn't sold yet. So that's me throwing my little shade. Sorry. And then the next one is, in what ways has ripple effect continued to spread beyond your site? So I actually got contacted by someone recently and said that their daughter was making a deck after I made mine, because she's like, now I can finally uh uh she finally felt that she could get it done. And she has. She actually just posted about it. In fact, if y'all check it out, it's called Axis. Oh gosh, it's Axis something. I'll be honest with y'all, it is a tarot deck for pole dancers. And look, I don't care who I inspire. I think it's freaking amazing that they made a tarot deck for pole dancers. Hell, there should be a tarot deck for everyone, right? So if that's an interest to you, check it out. Check it out. It's awesome. I did share it a couple of days ago. It is on Kickstarter. It's Axis. I'm sure if you typed in Axis and then typed in pole dancer tarot, it will come up. And I'll look and reshare it this evening. So check it out. So that's, this is how, so now when I look at this Queen of Wands, I'm also going to think of the pole dancer tarot, right? And so it gives this card new meaning to me. It gives this, I connect to this card. I'm not just seeing, some queen with a wand and a cat sitting on a throne that doesn't have no meaning to me. It's deeper than that. It's far deeper than that. It's now a memory that connects to myself. And that's what this was meant to do, okay? It's meant to guide you and connect your life to the tarot. And it goes through all 78 cards. There is text in here too. There are short excerpts like this, because I know a lot of people don't like reading. It's a couple of pages long that just dives into the individual meanings of the cards for that section. So this goes into like the minor arcana for 6 pages. So it's not long. It's not huge chapters. But if you're interested in this, right now the only place I do have them is at Synergy. I'll bring some to Visions and Vibes this next couple of weeks. When I get out there, I'll probably be out there next week. And I'll bring some to the other shops as well. Spellbound and Creative Roots. Susan says on Facebook, but they are all as quiet as crickets when you walk by now. Absolutely, right? So all your critics, and sometimes, they're very quiet after they see your success. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. In fact, a couple of them have blocked me, which apparently wasn't my friend to begin with. How are you going to be upset because I get a tarot deck out before you do? Y'all, that's crazy. Someone was mad because they said, I've been working on this. I've been working on a Cajun tarot for 5 years. Well, that's awesome. Where's it at? What's taking you so long? You must not be too committed to it. So I'm sorry. I'm being a little shady. But I did take some, I honestly took some advice of the critics. And one of the things was they found that the original script that I had on them was hard to read. And I asked some other people and they said, yeah, it did look like it was hard to read. And I said, okay. So I ended up searching online for, Cajun fonts. And I found this one. It's called Finger Paint. And it was a free font. And I'm like, perfect. I'm going to use that, So I ended up changing my font. It actually changed the bottom. Originally had the background for the font was a, what you call that? That brown bag, like you make out a sack of potatoes. Shoot. I can't think of the name of it right now. This stuff. I can't think of what you call this. Ladies, I know y'all know the name of this. Burlap. That's it. Burlap. I originally had a burlap in the background, but I changed it. I changed it to a dark wood, a dark stained cypress. So sometimes we got to be open to the critics, and that was a good criticism. So I did take their advice. So there are some times it's good, So there's that. Take whatever you will. But yeah, that's wanted to give you all an example of another thing that I was working on. Also, if you're interested in this is the updated version, the Louisiana uh, Legends and Lore Coloring and Spell Book. So, for those who are not familiar with it, this is a book that has a little story, okay? And then following the story is a coloring page for either adults or kids. And then there's the behind the legend information, okay? And then there's a spell, and the spell can be done as a family, okay? It's meant to be simple. It's not meant to be too difficult. But it relates, and it shows how this actually relates with our culture, So like when it comes to the Rougarou, a lot of people don't realize the Rougarou story is about the Cajun werewolf. You turn into this werewolf because you don't follow the rules of Lent, or you turn into this ugly monster because you've been bitten. Y'all, it's about addiction. It's really a story about addiction. It's about becoming a monster because you've been addicted to something. Okay, you're not following the rules. You're not living in moderation. You're living in excess. You become a monster because you're no longer recognizable by your family when you're a drunkard, right? You're no longer a peaceful individual, right? That's what this true story of the Rougarou is. That's the lesson it's trying to teach, is that it's much more than just a monster, right? It's not something that's going to get you in the night. It's something that you really do need to be afraid of. So, until you see what it's literal. Yeah, indeed. So, just know that. All right. So there's lessons to learn with these legends and these myths. So I hope you can see that. By the way, there's also another book called Louisiana Legends and Lore that I did not know about when I named this one. I wanted something that rhymed, but or had alliteration, all the L's. And it's an awesome book that has a lot of folklore from Louisiana. So check that out as well. I don't have it with me in this room right now. It's in my other room, and I don't want to go get it. I ain't gonna lie to you. But check it out. It's called Louisiana Legends and Lore. I just want to give them a shout out too. If you want to learn a lot about Louisiana, it's very well researched. It's an awesome book, and I cannot think of who the author is right now, but they're from here. So really, really cool. All right, I'm going to go ahead and do another free reading. So first person on Facebook or TikTok or YouTube. Oh, looks like I lost all my YouTube followers. First person I see, me. Oh, Heather. Hey, Heather. How's it going? All right, this goes to Heather. Heather was ready. I think she had that knee ready to hit. That was so quick. All right, y'all. So I'm going to read for this little 3-card reading is going to be for Heather. Sorry, y'all. I know there's some delay. I think there's a longer delay on Facebook, y'all. I do apologize. It seems like they come a lot quicker on TikTok. All right, so I'm just doing some free, quick 3-card readings out for those who are just joining us. Every now and then between our discussions. So, and again, thank you all of you for being here, and participating tonight and being part of this and really enriching my knowledge too. I love hearing y'all experiences as well, and y'all input. It's great. It's awesome. I love that. And later tonight or tomorrow, whenever I get the chance, I am going to work on it tonight. I will be putting out another little Discover Louisiana video that I did today. I need to finish editing. You'd be surprised the amount of editing that goes into a 1-minute video. So, so without further ado, Heather, this reading's for you. So this is for Heather on TikTok. So simple little 3-card reading. Y'all, we have the 2 of accordions again. All right. All right, Heather, you have a past that you were dedicated to, okay? Strong connection. This could be, joining a group. It could be, it could be relationship. It's a dedication though, okay? It's putting all your all into something. It's a deep connection. It's a deep connection either with someone or with a group of people. Um, but just know it's a positive thing in your life, and it's going to be continue to be a positive thing in your life, because in the present, so this is the past, the two of accordions, and in the present we have the four of fiddles, and that's all about stability and family and love and kindness, and it's that moment in your life when you're ready to take the next step, you're ready to step up. Okay, Heather, I don't know if you're at a point in your life or there may be some people that are encouraging you to step up or to stand out. Um, it seems that you're going to get a push. Okay. And oh, thank you so much for the gifts, by the way. Um, you're going to get that moment. Now, just know what follows the four is the five. Okay. Now, here on yours is the three of fiddles that comes after. So I just want you to know that there may be some pushback soon that you may face, but it's not, it's just going to be noise. Okay. You're just going to hear some noise, but you're going to pull through, and it's going to be better because of you. Okay. You're going to take this, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your job, whether it's an organization you belong to, you're going to take it to the next level. Because the three of fiddles is all about cooperation. It's about, so I'll show you the three of fiddles card, because the three of fiddles card, I specifically drew it with people from three different backgrounds, because this is a melting pot, just like Louisiana is a melting pot. Okay. It's about three people from three different backgrounds playing together in harmony. Okay. Just know that you're going to create that. Okay. This is where you're going. You're going to create something that is going to be immeasurable, okay, than what has come before. You're going to take something to the next level. So I don't know if this is talking about you and your personal relationships. I don't know, again, if this is work, but I will say it does seem like this is kind of centered around some type of promotion in a sense, where you're taking the lead and you're leading people into a new realm, a new direction, and it's a good thing. It is what has been needed for a long time. Okay, um, very positive, very, very, very positive. Okay, step up, step out. Okay, and what I mean by when you step up and step out, you're going to set yourself apart from what was done previously, and it's going to be amazing. So, again, I don't know if this is a personal relationship. I don't feel that, though. I feel like the two of accordions here is kind of misleading me in that sense. I feel that you're dedicated to something. Again, this could be work. It could be work related, and it could be hobby related. But you're going to take something to a new place that's going to be very successful. So, more the power to you. You just got to step up. Okay, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to step on anyone else that you may have to push out of the way. Okay. Sometimes there are roadblocks in our lives. I'm not trying to say step on people to get a promotion at work. However, if someone's not doing their job and it's hindering the company, then don't be afraid to tell your boss how it can be done better. And, maybe someone might retire, get out of the way, and let you have your moment. So I don't know if that makes sense to you, but sorry, y'all. My TikTok says I'm not a real person all of a sudden. There we go. Good. All right. So I hope that makes sense to you. All right. I did want to discuss another card with y'all. Let's see, which is on my list. Oh, another wand. Let's see. Ace of Fiddles. Where's my Ace of Fiddles? Wait, did I pass it now? Ace of Fiddles, Ace of Fiddles. It's also the Ace of Wands. I'm looking for it because it's green. I got a question for y'all while I'm looking for this damn card. Do y'all prefer tarot or do y'all prefer oracle cards? because a lot of people do oracle cards as well. Some people do them together. You read oracle cards with tarot cards at the same time. You can place them together and really enhance a reading. Uh, awesome, awesome. You've never seen oracle cards. Oh, okay. Let me show you some. So oracle cards can be anything, to be honest. There's an oracle card doesn't follow any set system. Okay. Tarot, there's systems. There's a history behind it. Okay. But oracle cards have their own kind of system. So I'm getting some people on Facebook telling me they do tarot. And then I have Rosemary. Rosemary, I'm going to read yours because I like yours. She says she does an oracle for a daily card and then a tarot for the actual reading. Christy says that she likes doing them together. You know, and I've done that. I haven't done it in a while where I will do a tarot card with oracle cards together. But I do tarot cards with oracle cards when I do my own personal spiritual work. Because I have an angel deck. Y'all, let me dig. So all my cards are beneath me. Just give me a second. What's this? Oh. All right. So y'all, I found this awesome box. I'm going to burn on it at Walmart. And it is huge. I will be beautifying this. I just haven't decided yet. But this is where I keep all my decks that I use often. All right, so I have, and when I go to like Synergy and stuff like that, when we do our divination, I bring these. So this is an oracle deck. So this is about Doreen Virtue. Y'all don't shoot me. I know a lot of people don't like Doreen Virtue. All right. These were given to me though, and I'm gonna say thank you to Miss Vanita. I met Miss Vanita about 15 years ago at Jockey Lot. Literally, I was walking by this lady, and this is before I did tarot reading. I just want to point this out. This is when I was still like, that is the hoodoo, that is the devil's work, right? I don't do tarot because I feel like I'm trying to read someone's fortune. I feel it's a scam. I'll be honest with y'all. And I was walking past the Jockey Lot, and this lady called me over. And she's like, I have something for you. And I'm like, oh, what's she going to try to sell me? And Miss Vanita is a palm reader, but she also does tarot and stuff like that. And she's like, this is calling to you. Now, this lady didn't know me from Adam. Never met her before in my life. I was not on any social media where she would even know who I was. And she hands me this deck about archangels. And she's like, the archangels are all around you. And I said, oh, you think so? And she's like, yes. She's like, this is what you work with. So these are oracle cards. They have the meanings written on the cards. Not all oracle cards have that, okay? But these are angel oracle cards. And some of them have a system, some don't. They can be whatever they want to be, right? People just kind of create them as they go, right? So again, Miss Vanita had no idea who I was and said, you need this deck. And it actually has the archangels that I do work with in them. So they're cheesy. Not gonna lie, I think the art sucks. But I cherished them because she gave them to me. She did not charge me for these. She said, these are for you. She says, you need these. These are gonna guide you. And just a few weeks later, I meet the lady who was doing the tarot classes. Her name's Dr. Mouton. She's a psychologist, and I started going to tarot classes, and then I bought my first deck, which is not in this little bag somewhere. It's in my other box somewhere. So let's just say Miss Vanita kind of got me on the right start. And I'll be honest with y'all, she is amazing as a reader. So she's also the one that kind of set me up with reading through Etsy and stuff on reading online. She's like, told me how to do this and stuff like that later, like in the past couple of years. So if you ever want a palm reader, her Facebook name is Vanita. I'm sure if you look on my friend list and let's look for Vanita, you'll find her. I think she's the only Vanita on there. She's an older lady. She's very wise, very giving, loving individual. And she promise you, she's not a scam artist. Like I said, she opened my eyes to understanding, and again, Dr. Mouton did as well, because she reads from a psychological point of view. Um, so, oh, Stormy just said that she doesn't resonate with the art on her favorite cards, but they do call to her. Yeah, I feel that with these. And I'll honestly, I use them more on altar cards and stuff like that. And ironically, I do have another stack. Let me see if I can get it down here. I'm digging. It's going to be show and tell. This is So this is the oracle cards I actually work with. This is 2 sets here. There's the gods and the goddesses. Now, I'm not a pagan. I just want to point it out. I do hang around in pagan circles. For those who are familiar, I've been part of the witches and pagans communities for years now. I do not consider myself a pagan, though, because I do follow a Judeo-Christian path. But this combination together, there are 78 cards, which match the tarots. But this is not tarot. These are not tarot. These are, honestly, bought these years ago. I think about 10 years ago. Just because they were pretty. Okay? Not going to lie to you. But I'll do readings with these. Okay? Just because they're so amazing. And I don't know even where you can even get these anymore. I got them online. And I have them mixed together. Okay? Because I do read with them together. So they're all mixed together. Y'all, the artwork is just gorgeous on them. Their artwork called to me more than anything else. And it has the gods and goddesses from many, many different religions. And you can work with all those different energies. Look, there's Lilith. I know Stormy's going to like that. Lilith. If you're not familiar, Lilith is Adam's first wife. Okay, that's a whole nother discussion we'll talk about in a minute if y'all want to hear that. But yeah, Hypnos, Odin, and I can go through this all 78, but they're really, really awesome, y'all. And it's called the Goddesses and Sirens deck. And then the other one is, and again, you gotta buy both. You can't just buy one. You gotta buy both, because you gotta mix them together. Or I mean, if you work with just gods or goddesses individually, you can do that. But I mix them together. The other one's called Gods and Titans. So, if you're interested in that. I don't have any other oracle. The rest are tarot decks that I have. I have some interesting tarot decks too. I love tarot decks. I used to have a bunch. I actually had to sell a lot because, to be honest, I just had too many. Hi, Jamie. Hope all is well. Let's see. My friend Natalie gave me this one, y'all. Love it. Game of Thrones. This is the very first tarot deck that was ever gifted to me, and it's the Hermetic Tarot. It follows a completely different system from Rider-Waite-Smith and from the Thought deck. This is the Golden Dawn system that it follows. So if you're ever interested in that, very similar to Tarot de Marseille. Susan says she doesn't use oracle cards, but she bought them both as a set package deal. Oh, the ones I had. Awesome. A million years ago. They're awesome, but you don't use them. Yeah, they are. They're beautiful. I just love them. I have the Angel Tarot deck. This is a gilded deck on a white card stock with in gold. Real gold, by the way. And it's by Travis McHenry. Y'all, he did his research. This guy, look, I'm going to call him out. He's a little conky. He's a little out there. He's declared himself king of his own country here in the United States. He's had some issues with the law. However, his tarot deck is on point. Okay. And he has several. He has an angel deck. He also has a goetic deck if you're more on the dark side. I'm very much on the light side. Okay. And I do agree. I understand people who work with both as well. So there's that. But it's a beautiful, beautiful deck if you're ever interested in that. This one's a dark deck. This is called Midnight Sun. I bought this because Death is a pregnant woman in this card. Is this deck? Um, it's very dark, very very dark. In fact, I'll show y'all some of the cards here. Let me see. Let me just pull out a couple because they're hard to pull out. So, quite different. Oh, I guess it's this way than other decks that I have. So this is very much on the dark side. Much more of that kind of look. That darker look, see. So it's the Midnight Sun Tarot. So it's a bit different, and I like it. Let me put that away. That box is wore out. I used to read from that deck all the time. And I do have another one, another angel deck and so forth. So Jamie says she has one Oracle set, and she's really enjoyed it so far. What, if you don't mind me asking, those who use Oracle decks, what decks do y'all use? Because I'm highly interested in maybe looking at another Oracle deck. I'm also busting this out. This is Keegan, so I don't want to. I'm not going to shuffle it or anything. So for those who are not familiar, there's a tarot deck. This is this is the deck that inspired the tarot deck. This is the card deck that went to Europe from the Middle East. Okay, and I have a one of the very few replicas of that deck. Very, very few. These sell for hundreds of dollars online. We paid $200 for this deck. All right. But it's an Arabic deck. It's from the Turkish Empire at the time. It's called the Maluk deck, after the Maluk dynasty of Egypt. So Susan says that she has the Midnight Sun deck, and the Magician's Tarot that she uses all the time. That's awesome. That's really awesome. A Celestial Oracle deck. Interesting. That'd be interesting to see. Definitely. Y'all, I love that there's so many variations of tarot out there, because I always tell people, what deck should I buy? Well, to be honest, if you're just learning the tarot, I always say go with the Rider-Waite-Smith, just because it's a good place to start. But always just get a deck that calls to you to learn too. I mean, the Game of Thrones deck allowed me to learn the court cards a lot easier, because I could relate to people in the show, to the cards. So, so Jamie on Facebook says that Celestial Frequencies Healing and Activators is another Oracle deck. That's interesting. I would like to check that out. And then Shamanic Medicine is another one that Christy just pointed out. That's awesome. I wanted the Shamanic Medicine is the one where they have that awesome tarot spread. That's you can make a medicine wheel with your spirit animals. I wonder if that's the same one, which is really cool. Huh. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I do want to talk to y'all about a card. And I did pull it out earlier. And a Mother Mary Oracle deck? That's interesting. Elena Fairchild. Why does that name, Elena Fairchild, sound so familiar? I wonder if I know this person. Oh, Amanda's talking about the Transparent Tarot. That's an interesting one. I've seen that. You kind of layer it on top of each other because it has like the cards in different positions and then like different parts. That's a really, really cool one. So you have Susan says she has a conversational piece deck. She doesn't use it, but it's a Dracula deck. That's really cool. Stormy said that she wants the transparent one. Yeah, the transparent one's quite interesting, especially the way you stack it. I find it highly interesting. So maybe that's a good time to talk about the Ace of Fiddles. Ace of Fiddles is all about beginning your journey. right? It's all about the inception. It's about new beginnings. It's about inspiration. It's unlocking that hidden potential. It's about pick up the goddamn violin and start playing and stop talking about it. Right? It's about getting it done. So, yeah, and that's why it's a violin. That's why it's a violin sitting on the porch. It's ready to be played. Okay. Or a fiddle. Fiddle and a violin, same thing. Right? So, uh, that's why I have this tarot deck, just tarot card, and with the fiddles. Okay. Oh goodness, where am I at now? This is a good one because we're ending summer, right? Summer is coming to a close. Our festivals are starting up. There's a festival this weekend called the Shrimp and Petroleum Festival in Morgan City. There is the Shrimp Festival in Delcom. So my question is, now that our festival seasons are starting up, the harvest seasons, by the way, because we still follow those harvest calendars. We're still an agrarian society in South Louisiana, as much as we like to think we're not. Yes, we have our oil, but we are also still farmers, right? We have a lot of farmers down here. How does the turning of the seasons really affect your energy? So we're in the festival season, right? And we're about to begin fall. Fall starts in like 3 weeks. So how does that affect your energy? How does it affect your prayers or spell work, whatever you do? Does it affect your card readings? Oh, you going to the Shrimp and Petroleum Festival tomorrow? Awesome, awesome. Visions and Vibes, are y'all open this weekend? I'm just curious. I'll be honest, I do not know y'all's schedule. I know y'all open during the week. I think they're only open during the week. Christy is on Facebook, and she said she's going to Shrimp Petroleum Festival. I may have to check it out. I don't know. So Susan says she comes alive in the fall and winter. But I raise animals, not crops. Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, Magvi and Ugly Candles is vending at the Shrimp Petroleum Festival to check them out. She has some awesome candles. I don't know why she goes by Ugly Candles because they are beautiful candles and they smell great. That she makes all herself and comes up with her own unique scents. So check them out if you're out there. So you're open Tuesday through Friday, 1 to 5. So, and the live sales, of course, as well. So if you're interested in Visions and Vibes, they're open 1 to 5 during the weekdays, Tuesday through Friday. So just to let y'all know there. And the owner works as a nurse as well. So that's why they have to keep their hours like they do. They have full-time jobs as well. So, all right. I think it's time for another card reading. Who wants another card reading? Anybody? Checking my chat on YouTube. Nobody's there. All right. Rosemary on Facebook. You came up first. Rosemary, this is for you. I'm just doing, I think you joined us later. I'm just doing a simple little 3-card readings. I do them pretty quickly. These are just meant to be little small readings for you. Hopefully it gives you some guidance and insight. Let me see. Oh, that one, not on my screen is scrolling like crazy. I think I missed what some of y'all were saying is. So someone's saying that this is their favorite time of the year because it's when the veil is the thinnest. And they work with their ancestors as well as the dead. Awesome. Oh, I see some people are coming through just now with the talking about the tarot and the oracle cards. I'm sorry, y'all, if I missed you earlier. There's a huge delay sometimes with Facebook. Sometimes they get all kind of mixed up on TikTok, but Facebook really gets crazy. All right. Let's see. So I'll shuffle them like a deck of cards. Some people ask why I shuffle them like that. Because the way I was taught. I don't know. I do flip over one side every now and then just to kind of get to make sure I'm mixing up the right side up and the reverse. It adds some variety to the tarot deck. It adds some depth to the readings. All right, so Rosemary, this is for you. In the past, we have the Nine of Triangles. Then we have the Nan in reverse in the present. And in the future, we have the Fatal Doe in reverse. All right. You're my dark reading of the night. To be honest with you. There's something in your past, Rosemary, that is very dark. It's very nightmarish. It's a time of reflection. It was a time of a lot of tears were shared. It's a time of great upheaval for you. Okay. I'm sorry you went through that. I really am. You learned a lot. You learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about others in that time. And I hope that's a positive for you. Although it seems you're a little bit hard-headed. Currently, we got the Nan in reverse. The Nan's that aunt that takes your side, right? All the time, stuff like that. That's your nanny. But you're not listening to some advice. Okay? You're being a bit hard-headed. The Nan's in reverse. That means you're not listening. You're not doing what you're supposed to. You've disconnected to the things that you've cared about. You need to find your energy again. You need to reconnect with those things that you love and those people. Something tells me I'm looking at the Fatal Doe now in reverse in your future. This is telling me that this cycle is going to come to an end. That this kind of struggle and reward and struggle some more. It seems that there's been a lot of struggle. And it's going to come to an end eventually. Okay? Just know that. Now, it doesn't say that things are going to become a lot easier, but it does say that the struggle will end. So there'll be more contentment in your life. Just know that. You need to listen to others. I'm not sure who's been trying to help you with something, and it seems that you don't want their help. And that's okay. But just know that it can be of benefit to you, okay, if they do actually help. All right? I'm not sure who's trying to reach out to you or who has been that person for you. But let them be that person for you. Let them be there for you. They're not trying to control you. They're trying to help. Okay? So just know that. It's going to be okay. Things are going to work out. I'm not sure what you went through, but it seems like it's dark. It seems like it's pretty deep. And things will be all right in the end. Okay? Things will turn out all right. It's just going to take some time. All right? I hope that makes sense for you. All right. Pick up these cards. Sorry, that was my little dark reading for the evening. All right. Susan, I see you had a on point. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Rosemary. I'm glad it made sense for you. Seriously, let whoever's trying to help you, let them. Okay, just let them. They're trying to do the right thing. There's nothing evil. There's not trying to control you. There's nothing bad behind that. You got this, okay? So I want to go to Susan. Talking about the animals, got to make sure that all the chickens actually got into their coop. Oh, Susan. I guess Susan's got a farm. That's awesome. That's awesome. Y'all, I want to get a farm. I want some animals. Kinda. We got a cat. The cat lives on the porch. We have a screened-in back porch. That's where the kitty lives. I can't have a cat in the house because I'm allergic, but it's a kitten. He's only a couple of months old. He's very energetic. He likes to come to the window and he sits and watches TV with us and through the window and meows and wants to be let in. We do let him in for a few minutes and give him pets and belly rubs, and then he goes back outside and he's good. He goes chase the little lizards and stuff like that somehow make them way onto the porch. He's got little toys out there and stuff, so he's a good kitty. But I would love a chicken. I need a chicken because we go through eggs like crazy over here. When them eggs were going up to like $8 a dozen, whew, time to get a chicken. So Lauren says on Facebook, as the winter solstice approaches and we are moving closer to the longest night of the year, I feel affected by the lack of sunlight. You know what? A lot of people say that. A lot of people feel that that the dimness of winter as it approaches, it affects them greatly. The death rate goes up during this time of year. Seriously, that's across the globe during the darker months that people feel very negatively affected by this time of year when we get into those long nights. So it happens. Yeah, seasonal depression. But Lauren says, as long as the dark overcomes the night, the night is longer than the days. It's also the time of harvesting our citrus fruits. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, shoot. So I have my display behind me. It's closed up right now. Give me one second. Sorry, I almost knocked over my case behind me. So Raging Cajun on TikTok says, why do I feel blocked? I can't break through my shadow. Let's see. Let me connect with your energy just for a moment. Okay? Because that's a good question. And let's see if we can help you through with this. Let's see what card comes up. Why do they feel blocked? I have no idea who Raging Cajun 28 is. So let's see. Why do you feel blocked? All right. Let's pull this card. We got the Nonk of Fiddles in reverse. You're afraid to stand alone. You're afraid to put yourself out there. You have to push yourself, okay? You have to you can't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone, okay? Yes, it'll be a little uncomfortable. Yes, you will feel anxiety, but the more often you do it, the less anxious you'll become, okay? So there's something you want to do. I feel that. There's something that you want to accomplish. Just do it. You just got to do it, okay? I just feel like it's not a lack of motivation. I'm not sure. It seems to be more of almost an executive dysfunction. I don't know if you're familiar with that phrase, executive dysfunction. It's just you can't bring yourself to do it. That's what you need to do, though. You need to overcome that. No one can overcome that for you. You just got to do it. And once you do it, you overcome it. Oh, you're still trying to figure out what it is you want to do. I got you. Well, don't get lost in the what ifs. Okay? Don't get lost in and what could I do? Narrow it down. Make a few limited choices and then go with it. That's what the tarot is good for, Like, I don't know. Let's say we say, okay, let's narrow down some careers. Let's narrow down some hobbies. Okay, let's say I want to pick a new hobby. Okay, I got my tarot cards right here. Let's say, all right, new hobby. All right, here's my options. Knuckle triangles in reverse are accordions Julie of accordions in reverse. Well, first of all, this is telling me don't do no new hobbies. You got enough on your hands already. But one is more focused on some type of intellectual pursuit. So that could be writing, to be honest. The Knuckle Triangles typically is telling you to maybe do a writing project, maybe write a book, some journaling, but it's heavily on the writing part. So I don't know if you're creative and you're interested in creative writing or poetry or something like that, or it's about creating though, right? It's about being creative and actually putting that pen to paper. Okay. The other one is Jolie of accordions in reverse. That is more fun. Okay. The writing can be boring, right? It takes a lot. You got to think it out, map it out. Jolie of accordions though is more of a fun thing, more of like painting and having a drink, calling over the girls and or guys, whatever, and our friends and saying, hey y'all, let's have a party and do something together, putting on the game and having a couple of drinks and some snacks. Or with this, it's more productive though, like kind of like a painting with a twist at your house, right? Get some canvases, get some paint, and I don't know, randomly choose an image and be like, all right, y'all, this is all we're gonna paint. None of us know how to paint, but we'll paint, right? Just having fun with it. Some things like that, this is less serious. This is more of a fun hobby. It could be going out to some like hobby classes, like Creative Roots in Lake Charles. They have a lot of like pottery making class or painting class. If you come to Synergy in a couple of weeks in Lafayette, Tamara is going to be doing a painting with intentions class, so stuff like that, it's more creative, it's more fun, it's not as serious. So that could be hobbies for you as well. So that's how you narrow things down like that. What you want to do, just throw some cards down, pick something, it helps out. And that's what tarot should do. Tarot is not meant to really tell your fortune and to tell you how things are going to hold out in the end. They're really meant to give you some hope and to kind of give you some ideas, what to do. That's what I use them for. All right, I want to work on a project. I want to make something new. I want to add a new item to my shop. Let's see. We got the 10 of washboards in reverse. All right. Again, this is telling me you're doing too much already because it's in reverse. But it's also telling me that it's to work on an item that I've already put out there and perfected. So honestly, I immediately looked at this and said, okay, I need to work on a second edition of Ace of Cards, which I am working on. That's why you haven't seen me put out any new books yet with Ace of Cards. I'm working on a second edition, has a lot more activities in it, and it's going to be a lot more informative. I'm rewriting some of the chapters. I'm breaking it down. A lot of people said that it was a lot of dense reading in the beginning, so I took that advice and I'm kind of split those up a little bit. So I hope that helps out people a lot. So I'm working on that second edition. So that tells me right there, hey, look at that. Look at that again. Quit making new more projects for yourself and perfect the things you got. Speaking of new project, of some other things, time for me to do my little product placement. So we were working on these today, and that's our spell kits. And there are a few at the different shops. We got them at Creative Roots. We got them at Synergy, and we got them at Visions and Vibes. So Creative Roots is in Lake Charles, Vision and Vibes in Morgan City, and Synergy in Lafayette. So we have these little happy home manifestation kits. All right. And these sell for $12. And it comes with all the little items for manifesting, making a manifestation jar. So it comes with a little jar. It's got all kind of little stuff in it, and a candle, and so forth to help you make that. The other one is the money draw bowl. Money draw bowl is another little manifestation kit. And it comes with all the little things. Why is this is weird. Huh. Sorry I open it up and it kind of goes crooked. Oh, it's not on there, right? That's why. There we go. So here's the money draw bowl, and it comes with all the little items to make a money draw bowl. I got some pennies. We got some mint, some bay leaves, some prosperity rice. There should be a lot of herbs in here. Yeah, there is. They're underneath. So they got all these little things to make these money draw bowls and a candle. So, and this helps you with, again, and it comes with all the instructions. See, there. It's a little small print, I know, and it's 2 pages. So if you're interested in that, so what comes with it? It's got a green candle, rice, mint leaves, pennies, and bay leaves. And like again, it's got the whole ritual in there, and it tells you exactly how to do it. And you leave it out once you make a little money draw bowl. It's got to stay there. You want to leave it there until you get that money you're looking for. And again, be specific with your intents. If we're drawing money, we want to make sure we're drawing money from our own hard work, not from inheritance, right? Those kind of things. We got to be specific. I do ABC is a spellcraft class, and then that's one of the main things I focus on is be specific with what you want, right? You can't just throw out there exactly stuff that we all want money. Money's great. We all need money to survive, but we don't want money from sources from bad things, right? From like a death in the family or, a loan that's got 30% interest, that's going to kill us in the end. Y'all, my niece just bought a car. 33% interest. I didn't even know that was legal. Her note is outrageous on a car that's like $30,000. She's going to be paying like $100,000 by the time she's done on this car. She's only like 19 years old. What? I have a feeling she ain't going to keep that car. That's crazy though, y'all. That is what? That is 33% interest. Wow. All right. Loan sharks out there. Loan sharks. Again, thank y'all for watching this evening too, by the way. I really enjoyed this. Loved our conversations. Oh, Lauren, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, they have them at all the different shops. Morgan City, Visions and Vibes, in Lafayette at Synergy Metaphysical, and in Creative Roots in Lake Charles. I don't have any at Spellbound. I have the tarot cards at Spellbound, but that's it. And I do have tarot cards across the state at different places as well. Morgan City, Visions and Vibes, Synergy in Lafayette, Creative Roots in Lake Charles, and Spellbound in Baton Rouge, and Esoterica in New Orleans. So lots of different places there. I do need to get my wholesale list out. That reminds me. I need to get back in touch with my my people I work with. It's been a while. All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for watching tonight. I'm getting tired. I'll be honest with y'all. I've been on for an hour and 45 minutes now. This has been great. Y'all, thank y'all so much for watching and participating. I really look forward to this every week. And again, thank you so much. But I'm going to go ahead and call it a night. Y'all have a great night. Oh, it'll take me a minute to log off of